Hey there, buddy. In this world, we're constantly told to hustle harder, to push ourselves faster, and to fight relentlessly for everything we want. Society screams that only those who burn out in pursuit of their dreams will succeed. But what if I told you that the old Stoics actually found a completely different approach? What if the real secret to manifesting everything you desire isn't in frantic effort, but in the deep peace of simply letting go? Marcus Aurelius, who was probably the most powerful man in the Roman Empire, wrote in his journal, "Focus only on the present moment." He understood that once we stop fighting against the current of life and instead start flowing with it, miracles tend to happen naturally. The Stoics weren't passive dreamers sitting around waiting. No, they were warriors who conquered through wisdom, not brute force. Think of water for a second. It doesn't fight against the rocks blocking its path. Instead, it flows around, over, and through obstacles, gradually shaping the landscape itself. That's the power of relaxed intention, holding onto your desires lightly, trusting that the natural order of things will bring them to you. When you're constantly stressed out about your goals, gripping so tightly that your knuckles turn white, you're actually pushing away what you really want. Anxiety creates resistance, and resistance blocks the natural flow of abundance into your life. The Stoics knew that our desperation often becomes the biggest barrier between us and our dreams. But here's the amazing part. When you truly relax into your desires and align with life's rhythm, you become a magnet for opportunities. Suddenly, doors that were always open but invisible before start revealing themselves. You begin to attract the right people, circumstances, and resource, not through force, but through a calm confidence that signals to the universe, "I'm ready to receive." This isn't about being lazy or giving up on your dreams. It's about understanding the difference between effort that's effortless and struggle that's exhausting. It's planting seeds with intention, then trusting the soil, the rain, and the sun to do their part. The Stoics called this amor fati of fateth, deep acceptance that everything unfolds exactly as it should. Today, I want to share with you 10 powerful Stoic principles that will totally transform how you approach manifesting your desires. These aren't just airy theories, or practical, time-tested wisdom based on thousands of years of human experience. Each one will teach you how to release that tension which has been blocking your blessings, and step into a flow state where miracles become second nature. But before we jump into this life-changing info, I need you to do one thing: hit that like button now. That simple action tells me you're ready for real change. If this resonates with you, write in the comments, "When I relax, life flows to me," to anchor it deep in your heart. Share this video with someone who needs to hear it. And don't forget to subscribe, because we're just getting started on this journey together. Now let's dive into principle number 1, the art of detached desire. Here's the paradox that trips most folks up. The more desperately you want something, the more likely it is to slip through your fingers. But the Stoics uncovered something revolutionary about human desire that modern psychology is only beginning to grasp. Epictetus, who went from being a slave to one of history's greatest philosophers, taught that true wealth isn't about possessing a lot, but about wanting less. This isn't about abandoning your dreams. It's about understanding the difference between wanting something and needing it. When you need something, you tend to create desperation. When you want something without needing it, you magnetize it. Think about the people in your life who seem to attract what they want with ease. They're not the ones constantly whining about what they lack or posting desperate affirmations online. They're the ones who hold their desires lightly, like a butterfly resting softly in their hand. They want good things to happen, but they don't tie their worth to whether those things arrive on their schedule. That's what the Stoics called preferential indifferences. They prefer success, love, and abundance, but their inner peace doesn't depend on them. Their happiness isn't hostage to external circumstances. When you practice this, you emit a powerful energy that naturally draws opportunities toward you, because people and the universe are attracted to those who aren't needy. When you operate from a place of detached desire, you stop sending out desperate vibes that repel what you want. and instead, you act from abundance before the physical results even show up. You begin making decisions from confidence, not fear. And confident decisions tend to lead to better outcomes. The magic happens when you can say, I would love for this to happen, and I'm taking inspired action, but I'm genuinely okay if it doesn't turn out exactly as I imagine. That's not giving Yupits growing up. It's recognizing that the universe often has something even better in store than what your limited mind can grasp. Practice this today. Hold your most significant desire in mind, then breathe deeply and say this or something better. Feel how that relaxes you and opens up unlimited possibilities. Let this settle into your soul, and if it resonates, drop it in the comments. I desire with peace, not desperation. Next, number 2, present moment magnetism. Your mind is probably wandering all over the place, living in the future that hasn't arrived yet or reliving the past that's already gone. But the real power lives here. Right now most people just aren't aware of it. The Stoics understood that every manifestation happens in the present moment. When you're not fully here, you miss the magic. Seneca said, true happiness is enjoying the present without anxious dependence on the future. That's not just philosophy, that's practical magic. When you're truly present, your awareness sharpens. You notice opportunities that a scattered mind would totally miss, like a passing comment that leads to your next big break, or an intuitive nudge to take a different route and bump into someone perfect for you. Here's the tricky part. Presence isn't just awareness, it's energy. When you're fully engaged in the moment, you're operating at your highest vibration. You're free of the heavy baggage of past regrets or future worries. That pure potential energy is magnetic to people and circumstances. Look at the most magnetic people you know. They're not glued to their phones or talking about what they're going to do someday. They look you in the eye, seem to have all the time in the world, and make you feel like you're the only person in the room. That's presence, powerful, attractive, and magnetic. Ironically, when you stop living for the future, you actually create a better future. When you stop trying to escape this moment becomes the launching pad for everything you want. Opportunities don't come tomorrow. They are in the awareness you bring to today. Remember, your breath is your anchor. Whenever your mind drifts into what if or if only thoughts, gently return to your breathing. Feel your feet on the ground. List 3 things you see, hear, or touch right now. This isn't meditation, it's manifestation practice. The present isn't just where you exist, it's where you create. Stop waiting for your life to begin and step boldly into the reality where miracles happen right now. Number 3, accepting resistance as part of the journey. Life will put obstacles in your way, there's no avoiding that. It's a guarantee. But how you relate to those obstacles makes all the difference. Marcus Aurelius faced plagues, wars, and betrayals, yet he wrote, "The obstacle in the way becomes the way." This isn't just poetic. It's the secret sauce for turning setbacks into breakthroughs. When you stop fighting reality and instead learn to dance with it, resistance shifts from being your enemy to your greatest teacher. Most people see an obstacle and immediately think the universe is against them. They take it personally, get discouraged, and give up. But what if every challenge is actually the universe's way of strengthening you, making you wiser, and preparing you for what you're asking for? Think of the oyster and the pearl. Irritation from sand doesn't ruin the oyster, it creates something beautiful and priceless. Your obstacles aren't punishments. They're invitations to grow into the person who can handle the success you're asking for. When you accept resistance instead of resenting it, something magical happens. You stop wasting energy fighting what is, and instead, you focus on navigating through it. You become water, again flexible, persistent, and unstoppable. This doesn't mean you become passive or stop acting. It means you take inspired rather than frantic action. You respond instead of react. You look for lessons in every challenge and opportunities in every obstacle. Next time something doesn't go your way, ask yourself, how is this serving my highest good? What lessons is this trying to teach me? How is this making me stronger for what's coming? Sometimes, delays are protection. Sometimes a detour leads to something even better than your original plan. Sometimes a no is simply clearing the way for a much bigger yes. Trust that process, even if you can't see the full picture. The universe has a perspective far beyond our little view, and it's always working for you, even when it doesn't feel like it. Drop a comment if you're ready to grow stronger through resistance. I believe I grow stronger through challenges, not weaker. Number 4, the power of inner authority. Here's a truth that can set you free. You've been giving away your power to everyone and everything around you. That's exactly why your manifestations seem out of reach. The Stoics taught that real manifestation begins when you reclaim your inner authority and stop making external circumstances the boss of your internal state. Epictetus said, "No one can hurt you without your permission." That's way deeper than emotional resilience. It's about realizing where your true power lies. Every time you say, "I'll be happy when," or "I'll feel successful when," you're handing the keys to your happiness over to someone else or an external event. Think about how exhausting that is. Your mood swings based on what others think, your confidence depends on your bank balance, and your sense of worth fluctuates with external validation. You've turned yourself into a puppet with circumstances pulling your strings. But when you reclaim your inner authority, everything shifts. You realize that your peace, happiness, and abundance are inside youthier decisions you make, not things outside that happen to you. This doesn't mean you become indifferent to outcomes. It means you stop making your well-being dependent on them. This shift unleashes incredible manifesting power because you're no longer operating from a sense of lack or neediness. When you know deep down that you can be happy regardless of external events, you make better choices. When your worth isn't tied to what others say or do, you stand more confidently. When you realize your security comes from within, you become bolder, taking bigger risks. People sense this inner confidence, and it naturally attracts better opportunities. Success gravitates toward those who don't desperately need it to feel valuable. Start practicing this today. Before checking social media, looking at your bank account, or seeking approval, pause and ask yourself, how do I choose to feel right now, regardless of my circumstances? Answer honestly and honor that feeling, because your outer world is a mirror of your inner state. Change inside and the outside has no choice but to follow. Feel that power rising within. Drop a comment. I am the author of my own experience. Number 5, the art of strategic non-action. Sounds counterintuitive, I know, but sometimes the most powerful move is doing nothing at all. The Stoics understood something that today's action-obsessed culture has completely forgotten. There's a big difference between being busy and being effective, between motion and real progress, between forcing things and allowing them. Seneca taught, the wise person doesn't try to do too much, and that's how they achieve greatness. Sometimes your biggest breakthrough comes not from doing more, but from having the wisdom to do less. We tend to think that constant activity means we're making progress, but often it's just anxiety in disguise. We stay busy because being still feels uncomfortable. We push because we're afraid that if we stop, everything will fall apart. But that frantic energy actually pushes away the very things we want most. Strategic non-action isn't about laziness or giving up. It's about trusting that once you've done your part, it's okay to step back and let the universe do its thing. Sometimes it's about planting seeds and letting them grow in the darnowing. Some things need time to develop. Think of a master chess player. They don't move pieces just to make a move. They wait patiently for the perfect moment, even if it looks like inactivity. That patience becomes their strength and their strategy. When you learn this art of strategic non-action, you stop wasting energy on unnecessary busywork, and you start trusting your intuition about when to act and when to wait. This week, practice saying, I don't know when I should act, and that's okay. I'll wait when waiting feels right. Notice how creating space allows solutions and opportunities to emerge that your forced efforts might have blocked. The universe rewards those who can be still enough to receive. Number 6, gratitude as a manifesting force. Many see gratitude as just politeness or a positive attitude. But the Stoics knew it's so much more, an incredibly powerful manifesting force. When you genuinely appreciate what you already have, you create a magnetic field that attracts even more abundance. Marcus Aurelius advised, every morning remind yourself that the people you'll deal with today might be difficult, ungrateful, arrogant, dishonest, jealous, or rude. That's because they can't tell good from evil. But I've seen the good and the bad, and I know that those who act badly are just like flawed humans trying their best. Even in recognizing human flaws, he found reasons for gratitude and understanding. Energetically, when you practice real gratitude, you shift from a scarcity mindset to one of abundance. Instead of focusing on what's missing, you acknowledge what's present. You radiate fullness, not lack. But this isn't about faking positivity or pretending everything's perfect. It's about genuinely appreciating your challenges for making you stronger, your setbacks for teaching you wisdom, and your struggles for redirecting you toward something better. Start your day feeling grateful, and you set a high vibration that attracts high vibe experiences. End your day with gratitude, and you program your subconscious to notice more blessings. Gratitude isn't just feeling thankful, it's expressing it. Tell someone how much they mean to you. Send a thank you note for small kindnesses. Cherish your body, your breath, your heartbeat. When you turn what you have into enough, more will naturally come. Because when the universe sees you appreciating what's already yours, it's more likely to trust you with greater blessings. Number 7. Emotional sovereignty. Your emotions aren't happening to you, they're made by you. That's a game-changing realization. Most people spend years giving away their emotional power to circumstances, other people, and random events. Seneca said, "The mind that seeks the truth turns away from the new and unknown to the eternal and divine." Your reactions are choices, not inevitable responses. When you understand this, you regain control of your inner world. Think of two people faced with the same rejection, setback, or disappointment. One crumbles and stays stuck, months, even years later. The other feels the emotion, learns from it, and uses it as fuel to grow into something better. The difference isn't circumstances, it's emotional sovereignty. This doesn't mean repressing feelings or pretending negativity doesn't exist. It's about feeling emotions full younger without hurting others, sadness without drowning in despair, fear without paralysis, while not letting those feelings drive your whole life. This creates incredible manifesting power because your emotions are your creative energy. When you're in charge of your emotional state, you're in charge of what you're creating. Cultivating peace amid chaos or joy regardless of your current situation makes you a magnet for positive circumstances. It's simple but not easy. When you experience a strong emotion, ask yourself, what's this trying to teach me? How can I use this energy productively? Decide how long you stay in that emotional state and what you do with its energy. Your emotions are messengers, not masters. They give you information and energy, but they don't decide your destiny. Master your emotional world and your manifesting power skyrockets. Drop a comment if you're claiming your emotional sovereignty. My emotions exist, but they do not control me. Number 8. The philosophy of enough. In a world obsessed with more stuff, more fame, more validation, Stoics found a revolutionary truth. The feeling of enough isn't about how much you have. It's about how you relate to what you already possess. Seneca, one of the richest men in Rome, said, "It's not the man who has too little who's poor, but the man who craves more." That's not coming from someone who didn't understand wealth. That's someone who had everything society told him should make him happy. Yet he found his deepest contentment in appreciating what he already had. Living with enough doesn't mean settling or giving up on your dreams. It's about realizing that happiness and abundance aren't dependent on accumulating more. Those feelings are available to you now, with what you already possess. The paradox is, when you genuinely feel like you have enough, you stop operating from desperation and start acting from abundance. People who radiate this contentment are still excited about life. They pursue growth and new experiences, but from a foundation of enoughness. They're confident, not complacent, knowing they're already whole and valuable regardless of external achievements. Try this tonight. List everything you're grateful for: your health, your relationships, your opportunities, your experiences. Really feel how rich your life already is. That's the energy of abundancion that attracts even more. From this state of enough, you can chase your dreams from love, not fear, from excitement, not desperation. This mindset transforms chasing into attracting. Number 9. The courage of authentic self-expression. One of the biggest blocks to manifestation is living a life that's not genuinely yours. When you're always trying to meet everyone else's expectations, hiding your feelings, or playing roles that don't fit your soul, you create internal resistance. That's what blocks your desires from coming into reality. Marcus Aurelius said that one of the best ways to avoid trouble is not to care too much about what your neighbors think or do. Having the courage to be yourself completely and unapologetically is a powerful form of manifestation. When you're not being authentic, you're basically lying to the universe about who you really are and what you truly want. How can life bring you what's meant for you if you're hiding behind a mask? How can the right opportunities find you if you're not showing up as your true self? Authentic living isn't about being rude or inconsiderate. It's about courageously speaking your truth with kindness, following what genuinely excites you instead of what you think should excite you, making choices aligned with your values, not just societal expectations. When you embrace authenticity, you attract what's meant for you and repel what isn't. When you stop trying to please everyone, you start attracting people who genuinely appreciate the real you. And when you stop chasing goals that aren't truly yours, you attract experiences that genuinely fulfill your soul. It takes bravery because sometimes your authentic self will be misunderstood. Some opportunities might not be for you, and some paths you thought you wanted might not fit who you're becoming. But that's not loss, it's liberation. Your authentic self is the most powerful version of you because it's the only one capable of creating a life that truly satisfies your soul. Start today. In a single conversation, tell the truth about what you really think and feel. In one decision, choose what you really want, not just what you think you should want. Notice how that shifts your energy and opens up new possibilities. And finally, number 10, trust in divine timing. The most profound Stoic principle of all is learning to trust that everything unfolds exactly when it's supposed to, not when you think it should happen. This isn't passive waiting. It's active faith that the universe has a bigger plan. Marcus Aurelius said, "Trust the things fate has bound to you and love the people fate has brought into your life." The Stoics believe this rational universe has a reason for everything, even if we don't understand it right away. Your impatience is often your worst enemy. When you push and demand that things happen on your schedule, you prevent the natural flow of events. You miss opportunities because you're trying to force one specific outcome. You reject good things simply because they don't look like what you ordered. But if you trust divine timing, you can relax into a rhythm that's wiser and larger than your personal plans. Delays are often divine protection or preparation. Sometimes you need to become the person who can handle what you're asking for. Sometimes the universe needs to shift to create the perfect conditions for your success. Think about the biggest blessings in your own life. How many of them came right when you expected? Probably none. Most blessings arrive unexpectedly, through paths you didn't anticipate, often when you're not even looking for them. That's the magic of divine timing. This doesn't mean you should stop setting goals or taking action. It's about holding those goals lightly and trusting that life has a plan bigger than what you can see. Do your part diligently and surrender the outcome with grace. When you trust divine timing, you stop draining yourself trying to control everything and start appreciating the present moment. Instead of waiting for miracles tomorrow, start noticing the miracles happening today. The universe is always working in your favor even when it doesn't seem that way. Your job is to align with this truth and let it carry you toward your highest good. The ancient Stoics didn't need vision boards or manifestation journals. They understood that true manifestation isn't about getting what you want. It's about becoming who you need to be to receive it. When you relax into these 10 principles: detached desire, present awareness, acceptance of resistance, inner authority, strategic non-action, gratitude, emotional sovereignty, the philosophy of enough, authentic expression, and divine timing, you stop fighting life and start flowing with it. This isn't about lowering your standards or giving up on your dreams. It's about elevating your consciousness until miracles feel natural, synchronicities become usual, and what you need finds you easily. Peace isn't the absence of challenges, it's the presence of wisdom. And when you apply that wisdom consistently, everything good begins to flow into your life effortlessly. Your manifestations are already en route. All you have to do is relax, trust, and prepare yourself to receive. If this message hits home like this video, share it with someone who needs it, and comment, "I relax, I trust, and I receive." Make sure to subscribe for more life-changing truths. Until next time, stay strong, stay calm, and keep your heart open to miracles.